On this week's edition of the Overtime, we'll be taking a look at NAU football and volleyball and their seasons thus far. Then, a special guest joins us to discuss Flagstaff High School volleyball's remarkable season. Finally, we're recapping cross country and taking a look at Coconino and Flagstaff High School football. All that and more on this edition of the Overtime. Hello and welcome back to the Overtime, Northern Arizona's only sports show. I'm your host, Adriana Sparks, and it's been a few months since we've last seen you, but we are so excited to be back and with a lot of exciting news. The first being our brand new anchor, Jess Garcia. Jess, I'm so excited to have you here today. How are you feeling?
Thank you for having me, Adriana. I'm so excited to be here and so ready to get into all of the exciting seasons that all of our local teams have had. This is our first show of the fall, and we have a lot to cover.
We certainly do. So let's start with some Lumberjack football.
Adriana, did you see what happened this weekend with the Jacks football team?
I certainly did. On Saturday, the Lumberjacks fell 45-24 against the UC Davis Aggies.
This is also their second consecutive Big Sky Conference loss. Adriana, take us through some of those highlights.
No worries, Jess. The Lumberjacks actually began the game strong. The Jacks defense was able to hold the Aggies to a field goal on their first drive and only 10 points at the half. Quarterback Ty Pennington connected with wide receiver Colby Katzis in the end zone to keep the Lumberjacks competitive. And they went into the half only down by 3. But the Aggies won the battle in the locker room. The Aggies scored 2 touchdowns in their first 8 plays coming out of the half. First, a 59-yard run from Jordan Fisher put UC Davis up by 10 points. And then another 50-yard play, this time from freshman running back Carter Vargas, gave the Aggies another 2-score lead. But the Jacks kept it competitive. Trailing 31-17, Colby Katzis gave the Jacks offense a spark with a 46-yard kickoff return, which set the Jacks up to drive to the red zone and gave Karan Gossett his second touchdown of the night. But after UC Davis recovered an NAU fumble, the Aggies made them pay. Aggies quarterback Caden Pinnick finished a career-high 348 yards in the air and 5 touchdown passes, completing 25 out of 29 passes and converting 8 out of 11 third downs, which was altogether too much for the Lumberjack defense. The Lumberjacks are enjoying a bye week this week, but they're looking to bounce back in the Big Sky next week when they travel to Pocatello, Idaho to take on the Idaho State Bengals.
You know, I do remember Coach Wright teasing the 2 trophies he wants to win this season, shooting for both the Big Sky and NCAA championships. With the Bengals being ranked 2 places lower than the Lumberjacks in the Big Sky right now, this is just the time for the Jacks to get back on track. Being repeatedly ranked in the FCS Top 25, I'm excited to see how the Jacks will come back following their 2 past losses.
You're absolutely right, Jess. And with Ty Pennington at the helm, they've certainly got a chance. Pennington was named Big Sky Offensive Player of the Week twice in a row in September, but we know that the most meaningful football is played in October and November. So let's take a quick look at the Jacks' upcoming schedule.
The Lumberjacks will return to the field in Idaho against the Bengals next week before hosting the Vandals in an exciting Halloween Friday night game. The weekend after that, they'll be hosting the homecoming game against the Northern Colorado Bears. Their last home game will be against the Cal Poly Mustangs before rounding out the regular season at Weber State. There are a lot of big games to look forward to.
Lots of excitement coming up in the Sky Dome for sure. But Jess, speaking of excitement, you were in Roll Activity Center this weekend.
Yes, I was. I actually went to watch the NAU volleyball team match against the Sacramento State Hornets. And Adriana, it was an absolute nail-biter. They went to 5 sets with players Hannah Stoddard and Sophia Wadsworth both dominating the court once again, with both having 15 kills.
It is certainly bound to be an interesting match with those 2 on the court. Jess has the recap. Let's take a look.
The Lumberjacks took the court against the Hornets, going back and forth in set wins. NAU started off strong, winning the first set 25-20, but fell short in their second set 25-21. The third set was a dogfight, but the Lumberjacks overcame an early 6-1 deficit and had back-to-back blocks to seal a 28-26 win. Middle blocker Avery Gottschalk says momentum was the key for closing out the set.
Honestly, my thought was we've gone through worse and we've come back from worse, and so honestly it was kind of let's see how many points we can get right now, let's get the momentum back, and honestly they might have won that set, but we won the mental game in that set, and that's really what matters going into the next set.
But the Hornets fired back in the next round, finishing the set with a score of 25-20. In the tiebreaker set, NAU retaliated with a win of 15-13. NAU secured their win against the Hornets with a match score of 3-2. Redshirt junior outside hitter Hannah Stoddard and redshirt senior opposite hitter Sophia Wadsworth led in the offense with 15 kills, followed by redshirt sophomore middle blocker Gigi Greenlee with 13 kills. Gottschalk says it's the team's mentality that keeps them competitive.
Yeah, those are my girls. I mean, they were just going like balls to the walls for that. Like they were really going after it, and so that's like our mindset as a team. So I think they did that really well tonight.
The Jacks Big Sky Conference record sits at 4-2 and third overall.
That was certainly a statement win for the Lumberjacks as they get deeper into conference play.
Agreed. They're actually set to play tomorrow against the Eastern Washington Eagles, and I'll absolutely be tuning in. On the note of volleyball, when we come back from break, we have a special guest who has been following Flagstaff High's unstoppable volleyball team, who are 27-6 right now.
Stick around.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Welcome back. I'm very excited to introduce a very special guest tonight. Ben Sloma is here to give us the scoop on the Flagstaff High School Eagles volleyball team.
Welcome, Ben. The Eagles have had an impressive season, going 27-6, as well as being top in the 4A division. I know you've been following them all season. Tell us about the impressive performances you've been seeing from these girls.
Yes, thank you so much, Jess. The Flagstaff volleyball team has really been performing excellent at all facets of the game, but the X factor this season really has been their defensive front, with middle blockers Ivy Clevenger and middle blocker Hannah Thom being second and fifth in blocks for the team. It really allows for the whole team to compete at a higher level and really just helps the entire team around as they move forward with the season.
Ben, you mentioned X Factor. We have to talk about Lily Harmon.
Lily has been the face of the team offensively for the Flagstaff Eagles this season. I think she's also been the most versatile player on the team across this year. She's third in the state in kills and was hitting at .543 yesterday against Mojave, which is remarkable, but she also ranks top 10 in digs across the state and is shown to be a consistent backcourt defender along with her ability to put the ball on the floor so effectively. She's been a cornerstone of this Flagstaff team, and I'm certain that it's going to stay that way. I got the chance to speak with her in their last match, and she really spoke about the importance of unity and working together on the court. I think her and Coach Haglund have really been trying to make this team work as a collective unit, even if some of the best players in the state are here.
Ben, the girls have had 5 matches left this season. What should we expect to see as they wrap up their dominant season?
I really think they have a great chance to run the table and go into this season without a loss in October. I think that their hardest challenge is likely going to be going out to Prescott and trying to catch a win in their last match of the season. But if they're able to do that, then they'll go into the playoffs with a high seed and a hot hand.
The Eagles certainly have a lot to look forward to this season, and of course, you can find coverage of them right here on the OverTime. And it sounds like this is a team that you'll certainly want to keep on your radar. Ben, thank you so much for joining today. It's been such a pleasure, and it's great to have you.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, Ben. After the break, we have some exciting recaps of our local high school sports. Don't go anywhere.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. Remember the best planned 90 minutes of your life? Or that surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Welcome back. The Eagles have had quite the impressive cross-country season, and our very own Brian Adams has followed the season closely.
Local cross-country runners took over Buffalo Park during the annual city meet last Wednesday. Flagstaff, Coconino, MPA, and Basis all competed in the meet, but the Eagles stole the show. In the boys' 3-mile race, the top 7 finishers were from Flagstaff, with senior runner Alex Bland finishing in first by over 15 seconds. At the finish line, the defending state champion was greeted with a deflated finishing banner being held up by his coaches, a symbolic end to his last home race.
I think that was really symbolic. Everyone helped, all the coaches helping to hold up the Flags High banner, and it was just kind of a lot of fun. It was like I was going, and it was like, oh wait, it's coming down on me.
Bland's finishing time wasn't the only important part of the race. Racing one last time at Buffalo Park with his teammates gave him a chance to reminisce on his career and the good times he's had running for the Eagles.
It's been a lot of fun here. I have a lot of strong memories at Buffalo Park. Not all of them are very fun, but like the Flag High in the team is probably just my strongest core memory at Buffalo Park, because whenever I'm here, I'm always here with the team.
On the girls' side, Eagles senior Taylor Biggamler finished first in the 3-mile by over a minute, followed by 4 of her teammates in the top 10. The boys and girls Eagles teams both finished in first in the meet, and as their season comes to a close, Coach Babs is proud of the growth he's seen from both teams throughout these past few months.
It's been a really great season. We've improved a lot. I think the team's just been super tough. They've really been able to tackle each week as a new week. We've had a lot of big meets, so we've really been able to jump into some really challenging meets and race some really great opponents, and then just build up into this awesome experience here at City Meet too.
Now, the Eagles are shifting their focus to their defense of their boys and girls state titles as they wrap up the regular season and get ready for the AIA sectional on November 6th. Brian Adams, NAZ Sports.
As for our other local teams, the Coconino Panthers and Flagstaff High Eagles are well into their seasons.
That's right, Jess. We're about halfway through the season for both high school football, and, well, we've got a lot to cover. Luckily, sports reporter Ian Scott is in studio to give us a season recap for both the Eagles and the Panthers.
Thanks, Adriana. The Flagstaff Eagles have had a hard start to the season. The record sits at a staggering 1-6, facing one obstacle after another since the loss of their quarterback Chase Brown due to injury. I got to watch them face off against the Mojave Thunderbirds last Friday, and it sure was a tough one. For the first time since 2022, the Flagstaff Eagles took the field without captain and quarterback Chase Brown. The 4-year varsity starter was injured on September 19th during their game against Paradise Valley. Brown tore his ACL in his right knee, ending his career as an Eagle. Following the loss of Brown, the Eagles are 0-3, losing by a margin of 40 or greater each game. Head coach Mickey Clements says the Eagles continue to adapt and search for solutions.
Yeah, I think everybody had to, especially all the offensive players, the receivers. But I think it's part of the game, and we sure do miss them. But I think we all have to adapt and then make some changes. And we've had time now to get these the new game plan in place, and unfortunately it's not working. So it's my job to really fix that and get to work here.
Last Friday, the Eagles matched up against the Mojave Thunderbirds in the Sky Dome. This Grand Canyon region clash showcased the recovering Eagles team fight against the extremely competitive Thunderbirds. Clements knew the challenge ahead of him and did his best to prepare the Eagles.
We knew how good their offense was, and we felt like on offense we really needed to control the clock a little bit and get explosive plays and get some points on the board to keep up with their defense. Their offense, I'm sorry.
The Eagles scored one explosive touchdown against the Thunderbirds. Receiver Will Carpenter cut a deep pass and ran for a touchdown early in the third quarter.
He's like, I'm going to send you on a hitch and go, and that's what I did. And the cornerback bit on it, just like in film, and our quarterback threw a great ball and caught it and just ran for it.
Although down, this touchdown ignited a fire inside the Eagles to keep pushing forward.
It gave me hope that we could score more and that we could just keep driving it down the field and potentially have a close game.
After hard losses and the loss of their longtime quarterback, the Eagles continue to pick themselves up.
The game plan didn't work. I think that's self-evident on the score, and we got to figure out how to move forward here and get after our next opponent, Prescott.
The Eagles fell 60-7 against the Thunderbirds. Tonight, they hope to change the tides as they play Prescott. Moving on to Coconino football, the Panthers are 4-3, winning 2 of their last 3 games. Head coach Gary Cook believes they have what it takes to finish the season strong and secure a home playoff game.
We expect to compete for the championship in the league, and our ultimate goal is we want to get a home playoff game in the top bracket. That's our ultimate goal. Now, we probably have to win out for that to happen. Pretty confident we will make the playoffs, but we would like to get a home playoff game because we think being at Coconino in November is kind of a good thing.
The Panthers will be traveling to Kingman to take on the Lee Williams Volunteers. Tomorrow, they'll be battling for first place in the Grand Canyon region. That's it for high school football. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Ian, and thank you, Adriana, for hosting this amazing show with me tonight.
Jess, it's been such an incredible opportunity to have you on desk with me tonight. You've made such a fine co-host, so thank you. I'd also like to thank our sports reporters, Brian Adams, Ben Sloma, and Ian Scott. And I'd finally like to thank all of you for tuning in tonight. We'll see you next week for the next edition of the Overtime.